and welcome back to 83-2. Today we're going to be talking about our introduction to tracking series, and we're going to be building a tracking box or a Spoor Pit. Alright, so we're out here in the green belt very near our house, which is where we'd recommend that you start with this project as well. And we're just going to be building a basic tractor pit, and it doesn't have to be big. All we're trying to do is just capture some tracks of what other animal we can find. In this area we've got a lot of feral pigs and coyotes and raccoons and your general urban jungle type animals. There may even be a bobcat or two running around here, but who knows. So with that, we found an area that's very close to a water source, and it's running water. We've got game trails coming in, as well as some man-made trails that the animals typically use as a superhighway type means of getting around. So we're not that far from all of these things, and we've got an area of soft ground here that I know that pigs have been through already and kind of softened it up. So knowing that we've got some soft ground, we're going to be able to get the best track. And it's kind of sandy and there's a little bit of moisture in it because we're so close to the water, so we're going to be able to pick up some really good tracks. So with that, I'm going to start trying to clear this out a little bit and try to pack it down so we've got some good some medium to where we can get those prints in there really well. So once I've cleared it for the most part, I want to start trying to pack that down and working from the center outward. And I've got about a roughly 4 foot by 5 foot area here that's nice and packed down. Once I've got that packed down, I'm going to want to erase all the evidence that my own tracks were there as best I can. So hang tight while I go get a device to do that. So I found a small cedar bough that I cut. Now I'm just going to use that. Get rid of all that surface track, kind of sweep all those extra weeds and debris, maybe get some stuff out of there. Alright, so now we've got a pretty cleaned up little patch of ground here. Now we need to bait our tracker box, and what we're going to bait that with, what I'm going to use is just some leftovers that have probably been in the fridge for a little bit too long, and instead of just throwing them away, we'll throw them out here. We've got some mushrooms and a little bit of pork chop, so we should be able to attract a fair variety of animal there. Alright, so that's pretty much it as far as setting it up. We're just going to let this sit overnight, and we'll come back tomorrow and we'll look at this and see what we got. Alright, so it's been about 24 hours and we're back out here at our Spoor Pit, and sure enough, it looks like a raccoon came by last night and took the rest of that pork chop. Looks like maybe it took a couple of bites out of the mushrooms trying to see what they were, but wasn't really that interested, but the pork chop's gone, and we can see where he came in. It looks like maybe he came in through here, and we can see that he kind of danced around in here a little bit trying to figure out what he wanted to eat, and then he took back off towards the waterway on his nightly adventures. But we can clearly see raccoon tracks with their little opposable thumbs and all that cool stuff. So definitely worked. We've got some good tracks, and what you can do, it's going to rain here the next couple of days, but that gives you an opportunity really to come out and see, well, what do these things look like in 24 hours, what do they look like in 36 hours, 48, things like that, and then, how quickly do different weather conditions affect them. Is it really windy out? If we get some rain, come check them out and see how long or how quickly it takes for those tracks to wash away, and that can kind of let you build on your experience of looking at how fresh or how old a track is. So obviously we know these ones are fairly fresh, somewhere within the last 12 hours probably. That raccoon came through here. So in any case, we hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll finish up back up inside. Alright, so we spent the last couple of days talking about our tracker box or our Spoor Pit, how to construct it, how to bait it, and how to analyze what we've seen, and with pretty good success. We would encourage you to go out and do the same thing. Actually go out and build this. When I first got into this, and I am by no means an expert in the field, but I've been doing this as a hobby and as a general interest for about a decade. And when we first got into this, my friends and I, we bought all the books that are out there, all the literature that was available on sign tracking, and we learned how to analyze tracks and how to look at pressure releases and identify different animals by their track. But when we got to the end of that literature journey, we didn't really still have a good practical knowledge and understanding of how to apply this stuff out in the field. So that's what really moved us out into the field, and that's what we would encourage you to do is actually go out and do this stuff, and that's what is going to build that base of knowledge so that you can accurately do this in the future as you continue to pursue this. So find out what you need to know from the books, get a good base knowledge, and then put the book down, put the phone down, and get out into the woods and actually have an adventure. Take your friends out, take your family out, and find a track and follow it as far as you can. See if you can identify the animal by sight instead of just looking at some book to make reference to whatever the track was. So with that, I would ask that you please like and share our video. Please subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you out there.